Hello and welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. Today I'm here to show you how to make this fun fold double Z card. Okay, so this is part of my Stamp of the Month Club for March, featuring the Under My Umbrella stamp set. So all the pieces, if you're a member of the club, all the pieces are in the envelope with the bumblebee card. And we're going to start with the card base. So this one, you can see it's scored twice. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it so the bump's to the inside, and we're going to fold it up. Okay, so now the crease is along the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to take this top flap and we're going to fold it down. And I'm just crisping up the edges with my bone folder. Okay, so this is how our card is going to be now. You can see it from the side. Okay, so we're just going to set that piece. Actually, we're going to attach the designer series paper. So in your kit, you're going to have a piece of bumblebee paper. Let me just grab my ruler to confirm the measurements for you. Measures 4 inches by 2.5. So some of you will have the polka dot, some of you will have script, but it'll all be part of the bumblebee 6x6 paper pack. And feel free to use whichever side of the paper you like. As you can see, there's a different design on the back here. So I'm going to attach that right to the top of this bottom flap, just centered on the card, just like that. Okay. Then you've got a piece of Ornate Garden Designer Series paper with these beautiful flowers on it. That piece is going to get attached. So we're going to open the card like this, and that's going to get attached right in here at the back. All right, so there we have the base of our card done. There's another piece of bumblebee paper in your card kit. And this one, what we're going to do is, again, we're going to have the bumps on the top, and you're going to fold this one down in half. Okay, so this time the crease is at the top, and then you're going to fold this bottom flap along this crease is going to go up. So the opposite of what you did with the bigger piece of cardstock. Okay, so then you've got the same shape. Okay, now with this flap, the small flap here facing you, we're going to put some adhesive on that. I'm just going to put extra. And now we're going to flip that over, adhesive on the bottom, this card closed. You're going to center this so you have even spacing on the sides and the top. And you want to make sure that underneath the cardstock is not overlapping this, okay? So, I didn't mean to drop that down quite like that. That's okay. Okay, so now you're just going to make sure it's nice and glued down, and here you've got the card like this. The next thing you want to do is attach this piece here on top of your designer series paper here. So for sure you're going to want a line of adhesive. Oops. Right here. And then you're going to want to put another piece of adhesive on here, but you want to make sure you don't go beyond this. Okay? So with this piece closed, just close this down on top of it, just like that. Okay, and then you'll be able to see how our card looks like that, and then it's going to stand nicely like that. Okay, I'm just going to give this one more quick burnish with my bone folder to make sure it's nice, crisp folds. Okay, so now I'm just going to set that aside, and we're going to do some stamping. So again, we're using Stamp of the Month, the Under My Umbrella, and for this card, we're going to use the closed umbrella, the boots, 2 of the floral images and some raindrops. So I've got those all ready to go, and I'm going to start with the raindrops and my pool party ink here. And I'm just going to do the top parts of this card. Sort of like that. Okay. And then using Calypso Coral ink here, I'm going to stamp the sentiment along the bottom. I'm using Memento ink. Now I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to use my stamping blends to color these images in. So I'm going to start with the boots right up here above the words. Like so. And then I'm going to take the 2 floral images, and I'm just going to use the little peak in there to line it up with the edge of the boot the best I can. Same with this one. This one's slightly smaller. I'm just gonna line it up like that. Okay. Now, as you can see, didn't quite stamp so well, so I'm just gonna use my Stampin' Write marker. Just fill that in just a little bit. Okay. The other thing that we need to stamp on here as well is the umbrella handle. And I'm just going to stamp that off to the right hand side here. Okay. Now I'm going to color these images in. So I'm going to start with the boots, and I'm going to use my Calypso Coral. And when I use the blends, I like to start with the light. Remember, you're hardly putting any pressure at all. I'm just allowing the brush itself to just touch the paper and glide along. And then I'm going to come in with the dark. Just give it some highlighting. And I'm just simply going to follow the lines of the stamped image. And then to blend it all together, I like to go over the whole thing again using the Calypso Coral Light. Like so. I'm going to use Old Olive for all of the leaves. So again, I'm starting with the light. And then I'll come in and shade with the darker one. And to shade, these are quite small, so I'm not going to do anything too finicky. I'm just going to add a little bit of dimension with the color. Like so. And for the flowers, I'm going to use a combination of Mango Melody. So that's the yellow that I've used. I'll do one of the flowers over here as well. So again, I started with the light, and I'm just going to come back in and add some of the dark here. Okay, and now I'm going to use Balmy Blue to color in the remainder of the flowers. And then I'm gonna just, highlight them with some dark. And then I'm just going to finish those flowers off by taking a little bit of the dark old olive and coloring in the green centers. Okay, now there's one more piece of white in your kit, and that is to stamp this closed umbrella. And that is going to match, if you have the umbrella builder punch, it's going to match this image here. So when you stamp it on your paper, you want to make sure you're stamping it in that same direction. So again, I'm going to use my Memento. And as you can see, I should have flipped it over because I've done that wrong. So I'm going to do it one more time. Where did I put the stamp? And we're just going to fit it in here like so. Okay, so now we've got that guy cut out. I'm going to quickly color in the umbrella in with the Calypso Coral, and then I want to show you a really neat little trick that I've discovered. I really, really love these stamping blends. Okay, there's the light. Do some shading with the dark. Now, because of the technique that I'm going to show you next on this coloring, I want this to be fairly dark. So I'm going to do nice, thick, dark lines on here. Okay. And then I'm going to come in once more with the light and go over the whole thing to make it fairly dark. Okay, you can still see the shading. Now the trick that I want to show you guys, and I hope you're going to be able to see this, is now I'm using my color lifter marker. And I'm going to use the paintbrush end, and I'm just going to dab little circles like this. And what that's going to do is make a polka dot effect on that umbrella. Okay? Once I have that done, I'm going to use dimensionals. And I'm just going to stick 2 of those on the back of my umbrella. Center that over top of the handle here. Okay. I'm then going to put dimensionals on the back of the entire scallop rectangle. Bring in the card once more, and now this is going to get centered top to bottom, but it's going to be offset to the right hand side over here, like so. And then you've got a little piece of this beautiful gingham bumblebee ribbon. And I'm just going to tie a quick bow with that. Okay, and then you're going to adhere that to the card over here on the left hand side. I'm going to use a glue dot because I find that to be the easiest, and I'm just going to stick that right on like so and pull it off. That's going to go right here. And then all I need to do now is just trim like so. And there we have our Fun Fold card. Now you may have noticed that you have some rhinestones in your kit this month. You have a package of those, so I want to add, for a little bit of extra fun, a few of those rhinestones onto our card. So feel free, if you'd like to, you can do that. If not, you certainly don't have to. But I always like just a little bit of bling. There we go. All right, so there we have our Fun Fold card that's going to sit nicely displayed on the counter. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed the card. Thank you so much. Have a great day.